All right, so before we start this podcast, I have a little riddle for you guys. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. What occurs once in a minute, twice in a moment, and never in 1,000 years?
Once in a minute,
Mm-hmm.
twice in a moment,
Mm-hmm.
but never in 1,000 years.
Never in 1,000 years. Welcome back to this Thing of Ours podcast.
Where we talk about all of life's highs and lows.
And everything in between. How you doing? How you living, folks? Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday. My week was good. It was long. I worked 6 days this week, so it was a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But all in all, it was still good. Nothing really bad happened. It was just long.
It was a long week.
Yeah.
That's why we missed last week's episode. Yeah.
That sometimes you just need to take that one day to actually relax, take a break, recharge, reflect, and get back to it the next day. So.
But I was also tired of we could only film on Sunday when you're working on Saturdays, right? So I was tired of staying up really late on Sunday just to have it uploaded. I want to upload in the morning. That's what I said. Pretty sure that's what I said last week's episode. So hopefully now this podcast episode gets released in the morning. So that was really and truly my goal.
Yeah, if we set up and recorded Sunday morning, we'd literally have to edit all day long and it'd be up late again. So we just took the day off, and sometimes you just need to do that. Whatever goals you have, sometimes you just need to take a step back, recharge, and that way you can go back at your goals harder.
Yeah. And last week we also washed Trumpet, so he's looking a little bit more fluffier. He's shedding a lot though
it is springtime.
Oh yeah,
it is springtime, so he is going to shed a little bit, right?
Yeah.
So
I'm going to insert a little video of us washing him.
Yeah, we have a couple of pictures of him, and then I think we took a video or two. But yeah, he does not like taking baths.
He doesn't like water in general. He's a very strange dog.
Yeah, I remember even as a puppy, when he was young, we tried getting him to go into the lake at a beach. Yeah, he wasn't having it.
He was running away from what was it? The tide that was
the little waves coming in, and they were small waves. But yeah, he just was not having it at all.
No, he did not like it.
And even to this day, he'll jump over puddles if he can't walk around it. If he can walk around it, he will. But and then you could see sometimes when he tries to jump over it, or he kind of slips into something, you could see the frustration in his eyes, in his face.
Yeah. When he slips into it. Yeah. He's like, oh my gosh. Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually really cute.
It is. But yeah, so this week on What Has Amelia Read?
Okay. What have you read?
We should just create a series called that. What has Amelia read this week that caught her eye? So there was an article by CBC News. So there's this French Catholic school board in and around Ottawa wants to let families at 2 elementary school boards try a 4-day school week next year if the province approves. So in a new release Thursday, it said the school board. I'm not going to say the school board name because it's French and I don't speak French. But it says a pending approval for the education ministry. Families who opt in would start the school year a week early, spending 38 minutes more learning per day, and end the school year 3 days later than students on a traditional 5-day week. So you can read the article. I'll leave it in the description below. So if you guys are interested in reading what the article is about, go ahead. But based on what I just read, Kurtis, what are your thoughts on a 4-day school week?
If I was a kid at the age of this school, I'd be all for it. Only go to school 4 days a week? Sign me up. For real. I'm not even joking. Because I was one of those kids that did not like going to school. So if I could have one less day a week, yeah, I'd be all for it. For sure. For sure.
You don't see any downfalls of only going to school for 4 days?
I mean, as a kid, no. as a parent, I can see some downfalls.
So hold on. So as a kid, though, remember you're spending 38 minutes longer.
Yeah.
But then at the end of the school year,
Yeah.
right, when all your friends that go to, let's say, a different school board, they're all out for
That's
summer.
true.
You're
That's true.
still in there for another week
Yeah.
and 38 minutes longer
But-
than what you should be.
but the entire year you get to brag about that one day every single week that you're off that they're not.
Mm-hmm.
And you only have to spend 3 extra days. Like, how many like weeks of school are there in a year?
I don't know. Too many. For me, at least.
September to what? They end in June?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, so there's 2 months, 3 months, let's just say, of no school,
Mm-hmm.
right? With holidays and random things.
I don't think elementary schools get a whole month off. Don't they only get like 3 weeks off or 2 weeks off?
No.
Really?
But yeah, so let's say they get 3 months off with Christmas break and things like that.
Mm.
So that means, did I say 3 weeks or 3 months?
I don't remember.
Anyway, 3 months. 9 times 4 is 36.
Mm-hmm.
So that means there are 36 days that you actually get off throughout the entire year.
Okay.
But you only have to spend an extra 3 at the end. So you're technically getting an extra 33 days off than your friends. If you really do the math on it.
Okay.
Okay, yes, you go in and you spend an extra 38 minutes. What is that? That's nothing.
Mm-hmm.
That really doesn't make much of a difference. I would definitely opt in for the extra 33 days off.
Yeah.
Personally, if I was a kid. But as I was saying, for parents, what do you think the downfalls would be as a parent?
Well, right now we're not in that position, but if
No,
I
I know.
was to think about having to take off an extra day or finding, let's say, some daycare to put the child in, because this is elementary, the school, this is not high school. They can't stay by themselves. So you would have to find accommodation for these kids, right? For them to stay in. So for me, if I was a parent, I would be okay with that, but at the same time, it's like, well, who's gonna watch my child? Because I have to work, right? And a lot of, like, if this was during quarantine when a lot of people were staying home and a lot of people could work from home, I would be okay with that. Like, hey, whatever, 4 days a week, sure. But because we don't work from home, and my job definitely does not require me to be able to do that. There's just no way. I feel like the government will have to pitch in to help with, child daycare. Because we did a video about this before about how expensive child daycare is in general. Yeah. And I just feel like the government would have to do something to help out with that.
There'd be a lot of families that just wouldn't physically be able to spend the money for that extra day, and it would hurt a lot. So the government would have to subsidize for that extra day. So, like, did it say in that article, like, what their reasoning or their goal is?
Let's read the article again. Oops, I closed it. Let me scan through the article. Okay, so they believe that it will enable students and staff to spend quality time with family, focus on their passion, go to appointments, pursue their studies, engage in personal projects, or simply rest. Then I think that's actually a really big one, is rest. But I'm thinking now, well, the staff that's working for these elementary schools, they'll get the time off. The students will get the time off. But how much time will they actually spend with their parents? That's what I'm thinking too, because now the parents are still working Monday to Friday. So where does that come to play?
So,
spending more time other than the rest, because maybe later on in this podcast we can talk about the difference between working a 4-day work week compared to working a 5-day work week. But for now, I just feel like they would have to
extend it into the work week rather than just the school week, right? They would need to have adults working 4-day work weeks rather than 5-day work weeks in order to actually accomplish the goal they're trying to achieve, where they get to spend more time with family, go to appointments, do different things, and have more of a life outside of work and school. right? If that's their
Yeah.
actual goal, they need to do it both sides. It can't
Mhm.
just be school.
Well, if you scroll down a little bit more, then it says like if approved, the board will also check in with the families often during the year for feedback.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's kind of like what the article said. Like I
Yeah.
said, the article will be in the description below. It's a short article if you're interested in reading about it, what's happening in Ottawa. I thought it was a
I didn't know.
positive
That's
thing
actually
though to
really
talk
cool.
about.
That's actually happening here in Ottawa.
Yes, it is. Yeah,
Hmm.
French school board.
Okay.
Mhm.
2 schools here in Ottawa.
Elementary. Yeah. See,
Hmm.
it's different, right? Because in Quebec, you start high school at grade 7. You go to elementary, only goes from kindergarten up to grade 6, if I
Yep.
can remember correctly.
Yeah.
And then you start high school at grade 7 all the way up to grade 11.
Yeah.
You guys in Ontario, I don't know about the rest of Canada, but I do know like you guys start high school at grade 9.
9.
Yeah.
Yeah, we go from like elementary school is junior kindergarten up to grade 8.
That's a long time to be in
Yeah,
elementary school.
it is.
It's not like middle school or anything like the
No,
States.
no, we don't have that at all.
Okay.
Maybe some parts, but not where I grew up. Where I grew up, it was just junior kindergarten all the way up to grade 8. Yes, it was kind of like segregated where like the younger kids were on this side of the school, the older kids were on the other side of the school, and even the playgrounds were separated and different things like that. But you were still at the same school, right? So that's how it was. And then grade 9, you jump over to high school, you go 9, 10, 11, 12, and then you're done.
Okay.
You could opt into that extra year of high school. I don't know if you guys had that option too.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, you can do
Because
like
if you didn't pass high school, you went to adult ed, and then you would finish your high school there.
Yeah, no. Like here, you can actually opt into like grade 13.
Grade 13?
And
what are you doing there?
Well, you only have like what are those electives?
Oh, okay.
The courses that you pick, right? There's no mandatory courses because you finish them all. So it's like you can take extra courses that you think you may want to do in your future and you didn't really get to do yet.
Okay.
Or like learn a little bit more about them, things like that.
That's actually really cool.
Yeah. And I know people that did actually opt into that and they did that extra year.
See, I always found it weird because I know in the States they do go up to grade 12, right? So I always found it weird how, like, different provinces do different things with their school.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm curious to know what you guys think about, what if your child will have a 4-day school week? You guys have mixed feelings about it? Let us know in the comment section below. Conversation doesn't end here. It also includes you guys.
I'd like to hear like one pro, one con, maybe you have a couple, I don't know. But I would like to hear what you guys think, like pros and cons to them implementing this.
Because we don't have kids yet, so like that doesn't affect us as of yet.
Yeah.
But as an adult, adulting, which is hard as hell.
Some days are easier than others, but
yes. I want to talk about the difference between working a 5-day work week and working a 4-day work week.
Yeah. See, like I would love, and I've said it many times, that I would love only having to work 4 days a week. And I don't even care if I have to work an extra hour or 2 on those days because, like, I get home and I'm tired already. I eat dinner, I sit around, and I don't really do too much. I kind of just, like, let the night pass. I go to sleep and wake up again the next day. Whereas on my actual days off is where I'm like, I get up, I cook a nice breakfast, I plan to do things throughout the day and actually feel like I enjoyed my day. Whereas at night coming home, I don't feel like I enjoyed my night. It was just kind of like wasting it away for the next day. You know what I mean?
Yeah. See, when I used to work a 5-day work week, now I only work 4 days.
Yeah, I'm a little jealous, to be honest.
Honestly, that Monday to Thursday really does make a difference. It makes a total difference. Not working that extra day on the Friday, I honestly feel like my mental health has improved. I am happier. I am more likely to go into work. You will see me at work. I am more willing to do things and work harder at work compared to if I was working the Monday to Friday. I'm just being honest here, okay? Not working that Friday, I can rest on Friday. And I actually feel like I'm being more productive, and I also feel like I'm willing to spend more time with family, even more than what I already do. Because on Thursday night, I'm like out of it. I'm dead from the
Yep.
rest of the week.
Mm-hmm.
And Friday, I can rest. I get up Saturday, I can do things. I actually feel like I enjoy a Saturday. Sunday comes, I'm still like, okay, I can prepare myself for the work week, right?
Yeah.
When I used to work Monday to Friday,
Mm-hmm.
waking up Saturday, I just feel like my day is already over if I wake up late. We talked
Mm-hmm.
about this before. Are you addicted to stress?
Yeah.
We talked about this. And on the Saturday when you work Monday to Friday, it's like you wake up, and let's say you wake up on 11. Your day is Saturday is already done, and your body.
Who
I
wakes
feel
up at 11?
there's a lot of people out there who probably wake up late on Saturday.
We don't wake up at 11.
Well, no, but I'm just saying, like in general, I'm sure there's
Yeah.
lots of people who wake up late on Saturdays.
Yeah, but I feel like you're still kind of like exhausted and you still haven't fully recuperated
Yeah,
from the week.
exactly. And then there's Sunday again.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh my goodness gracious, where'd the weekend go?
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like the Monday to Thursday would be excellent. I don't even mind working extra half an hour, extra hour.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mind it because I know on that Friday I can fully feel rested,
Yeah.
and I can get my cleaning done. I can enjoy an actual weekend, and I actually feel a lot better, like emotionally, mentally, physically, by that Monday.
Yeah.
And I'm prepared for the Monday to Thursday again.
This week, or sorry, this month, I've worked 3 weeks, or I've done 2 already. I have one more that I'm doing 6-day work weeks. Like it's a lot. It is a lot, and I definitely feel it.
Yeah. And I feel it for you because then you're tired. You come home and you want to sleep. And it's like, well, let's go to the mall. Let's film for the
Mm. Yeah,
podcast, you
you want
know?
to do all these things because you're nice and rested, and I'm like, honestly, I just want to sit down.
You're running on caffeine.
I am.
Yeah.
I am. Yeah, yesterday on Saturday, I was working with the guy. He's like, "You drink a lot of coffee." I was like, "It's what keeps me going. It's what keeps me going."
So yeah, so I definitely think they should consider a 4-day work week and maybe a 4-day school week. But the thing is, I thought they would consider a 4-day school week for high schoolers just because, there's a lot of pressure on high schoolers. There is,
Yeah.
you got to get into your university, the college of your choice. You got to keep up your grades. Elementary school, I don't know if I ever felt tired in elementary school. Like, I just remember being a kid, still playing outside on the playground, the jungle
Yeah, yeah,
gym.
yeah.
Like, I think that's a good start to test it out on them. But at the same time, it's like I would have tested it out on high school students because then they would have been able to stay at home, take care of themselves while the parents are still working. That's
Mm.
just what I thought. If there was
It,
ever a 4-day school week,
there
whatever.
would have been an easier transition into it because it wouldn't affect the parents as much,
Yeah.
and they would fit like they'd actually be able to see how the kids felt about it
Yes.
without affecting the parents whatsoever. Right? Yeah. No, I do agree with that. They definitely should have considered doing it for high school students first and then jumping into elementary schools. But
I just remember being in college and university, and then when you made your schedule and finding out that you got Fridays off, like, yeah. Or even just, one day off, like it was just a
yeah.
relaxing, you felt refreshed.
Yeah.
You felt like, okay, I can get my homework that I missed on those couple of days,
Yeah.
whatever,
Yeah,
done.
it gives you time to catch up on things like if you're in school or if you have things you're trying to do, it gives you that extra day to actually catch up on things and create goals and you actually have time.
Yeah.
And I think that is the main benefit of them actually implementing this. And if they do go ahead with it and they add it into the work week, it will make it'll increase people's mental health. It'll probably help families a lot in a
Yeah.
sense of like bonding,
Mm-hmm.
right? Families, I feel like it's not the same. I don't feel like when I grew up, I feel like families were a lot closer. I don't know why. I just feel it's just different
My
nowadays.
parents worked a lot, so that's the thing,
Yeah.
right? So it also depends on which profession you're in.
Yeah, I
Like,
guess.
I
I
don't know
guess
how
so.
nurses can do it, but my parents worked a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I guess
So,
my parents worked a lot too, but I don't know. I just feel like families were closer.
mhm.
I feel like families are kind of a little bit separated now.
I actually saw a meme the other day that said, when your parents were 30, I think we can afford another baby. And then it showed today kids our age at 30 was like, if we get one more roommate, we can afford rent.
Yeah.
So things are a lot different in that way. So if they were going to do like the 4-day work week, I feel like one, wage would have to go up, and two, the hours would have to go up. So
Yeah.
it would just, balance itself out at the end.
Yeah. But
That's what I
like I
think.
was saying earlier, it wouldn't I think a lot of people would opt in for it. Even if they had to work that extra hour or two Monday to Thursday to have a full day off.
Yeah.
Right? Because you don't really do much on the nights where you're working. Like your night is kind of you're just resting, and then you just restart the next day. Like, I don't know. It's kind of a wasted night, really. Whereas, okay, yeah, you work an extra hour or two and you come home. It's a little bit later, so what?
Yeah.
It's not like you were doing much anyway.
I definitely see that there would be an increase in spending, because then you have that extra day to go to the mall, like I said, go shopping.
That's true.
Go to restaurants, more likely to spend money. Like if you're going to look at it from an economy perspective, which I'm not no finance
You're
guru
not
out
an
here.
economist, but
No, but I feel like that's kind of like where it would lead to as well.
yeah, it would help. Well, there's some good and bad to spending. Yes, it would help the economy and businesses grow faster and help in that sense, but would people go more into debt? That's the other part.
Yeah, you're right. It's a possibility.
Yeah. So there's it's like a double-edged sword kind of thing.
See, I want to know who created the 5-day work week. I need to know, who do we need to blame out here that we work Monday to Friday? Let's ask Google.
Was it always only 5 days, or was it more than that?
It was probably more than that.
Like,
because now we have, if you think about it, now we have like unions and like all those things
that kind of help fight for us to,
not be taken advantage of.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, let's ask Google. Hey Google, who created the 5-day work week?
Henry Ford. According to Wikipedia, in 1926, Henry Ford standardized on a 5-day workweek instead of the prevalent 6 days without reducing employees' pay.
Yeah, so it says here that hours worked stabilized at about 49 per week during the 1920s, and during the Great Depression fell below 40.
What was his theory and why he decided to help his employees have that extra day off?
To spend more time with family and friends, and
so kind of the
also
same,
help the economy. That's what the bigger picture was.
So basically exactly what we just said is the reason why he found a way to have his employees only work 5 days rather than 6. And I guarantee they're more productive, like you said. They're more productive at work on those 4 days because they actually have like better mental health. They've got to spend time with family. They've got time to rest. And when they're there, they're more energized and more focused, and they can produce better.
Yeah.
Right?
So I was just reading a part. Someone was quoted in this article that I'm reading about the 5-day work week. They said, I work Monday to Thursday, and on Fridays, I spend more time volunteering at the Canadian Blood Services. I wouldn't be able to do that if I was working 5 days a week, says this person.
See, and some people, yeah, okay, they're still technically working, but it's something that brings them joy. They're helping people, and it's a different type of work, right? It's something that you get I don't know. I don't know
pleasure
how to,
from.
Yeah. Some people, they like helping other people, and he, like you said, wouldn't have been able to do that if he was still working 5 days.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't really see too many negatives. I do see more upside than downside to doing it.
Here's a negative though: working Monday to Thursday, but with a little bit more, let's just say, pay. I feel like now the boss, the employer, is going to expect more of you, right? Because it's like, well, now you have a whole day off. You got to get what you need to get done now on Thursday.
Yeah.
That's really and truly one of the only downsides I would see is they're going to start expecting more of you, right?
Well, yeah, and that's understandable. They expect more on the days that you're there because they're giving you the extra day off.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's understandable. But yeah.
So let us know what you guys think. Would you consider working Monday to Thursday if that means adding an extra hour to your day of work?
Okay, so if you think about that, that's 4 days a week.
Mm-hmm.
You're adding an extra 4 hours for those 4 days. But if you work a 9 to 5, that's an 8 hour work day,
Mm-hmm.
right? So you're really saving yourself 4 hours of actual work, but you have a full day. So I don't see any loss there. So I'm just wondering though, because if we did actually implement the 4 day work week, how would it really and truly work though? Because like some weeks for stat holidays,
Mm-hmm.
we have 4 day work week, but everything's shut down. There's
Yeah.
like very few things like gas stations, corner stores, random things like that are open, like fast food.
Yeah, but see, and then you don't get to go to the mall, so it doesn't balance itself out.
That's what I mean. So they would need to hire people and work I, I don't know, they'd have to have employees scheduled differently. It wouldn't be like
Well, you wouldn't have all
your
your employees working at the same time in a mall. You have shift work,
no,
right?
I
So
know, but
like,
I'm not saying the mall in general. I'm saying these businesses that should technically be working 5 days a week, or like I don't know. I don't know how to explain it, but I'm just saying for the companies that do need people to work 5 days a week because they have to get so much production done,
mm-hmm.
they need to reorganize how the schedule works. Like,
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it would have to be restructured in a way.
Well, if they did it for 5 day work week, they can do it for the 4 day work week.
That's true.
Anything can be done. Just need the higher end approval.
Or I guess maybe they necessarily wouldn't have to work 5 days a week or be open 5 days a week if those 4 days people were being more productive.
Mm.
So,
But I feel like some companies will still want to work that 5 day work week, because now people who do have 4 day work week, where are they going to spend their money? On Amazon? They're not,
yeah.
or they can have an online website, which I'm sure a lot of companies already do. It's 2023. A lot of people start shopping online even more, because who's gonna want to work on that Friday? Let's be honest.
Yeah. Yeah, I am very curious to know other people's opinions because I mean, for me, I'm all for it. For you, you're all for it. Clearly.
I'm all for it.
Yeah.
It is a game changer, like I said.
Yeah.
I'm emotionally stable.
As stable can be.
Yes,
Oh,
basically, yeah. Okay. The screws are screwing back in, and I'm happy about that. Let us know what you guys are thinking, like always, in the comment section below. And let's get to that answer for,
For
the riddle.
Okay.
Let me find it. I had to screenshot it. So, Kurtis, you had a little bit of time to think about it. Do you want to say an answer?
I didn't think about it because we were doing the podcast.
All right.
Did you guys think about it, or were you too busy listening?
Let me reread the riddle. What occurs once in a minute, twice in a moment, and never in 1,000 years?
Once in a minute, twice in a moment,
and never in 1,000 years.
But what's a moment?
Twice in a moment.
Yeah. But what's a moment?
Do you want me just to say the answer?
Yes, please, because I don't know it.
All right. Pause this video if you need time to think about it. But the answer to this riddle is the letter M.
What?
The letter M.
Okay, yes.
The letter M is, you only need one M to spell minute. You need two M's in moment, and you never use an M in years. So it will never happen.
Yes, but it's not something that's happening. It's something that is there.
Doesn't matter.
What is in?
Listen.
1 minute. In. There's two in a moment, but there's none in 1,000 years.
That is the
if
riddle.
If you reword it, maybe I would have got it.
I read the riddle for what it was, okay?
Wow.
As it was, that
Whoever
is what the riddle
came up with this riddle needs to reword it the way I said it.
All right, Curtis is just a sore loser. But that is the riddle. Did you guys get that answer? Let me know. Do you guys want next week's riddle? I think we should start doing this because, like, you guys know I love these games. Do you guys want next week's riddle, or should I save it for next week?
Save it for next week.
Oh,
save
man.
it.
Okay, I have a really good one for next week. I'm so excited. So if you guys enjoyed this podcast, hit that thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Let us know your thoughts, your concerns, your questions in the comment section below.
Yeah, and always, if you have any ideas for future podcasts, let us know as well. We're always open to new ideas.
Yes, and if you are new, hit that subscribe button. And if you are a returning viewer, thank you so much for tuning in. Enjoy your Sunday. Happy Sunday, folks. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.